All right, I was thinking Xbox needs to consider entering the pre-built PC landscape. I think it's a missed opportunity that they're not hitting. That's kind of so obvious for them to hit. So like right, the major competitors that we kind of have right now, right, is like Dell's Alienware thing, and then HP's Omen, and then kind of Steam, which I'll get into like later on how they can kind of like be infiltrating that space as well. Um, but Xbox already has great brand loyalty since the early 2000s. Xbox has been around, like Microsoft, that whole part, all that has been kind of going on. They have brand loyalty, they have recognition. People know what an Xbox is, they know what an Xbox logo looks like, they know that it's a product that's associated with Microsoft. But then for whatever reason, Windows is not on the platform, not a full version of Windows is on the product, and then they always like have been teased like, well, maybe we'll add Windows to Xbox. You need to add Windows to your systems. I think it's a complete missed opportunity to not allow your users to be able, especially, Series X owners and all that stuff, to not be able to access Windows. Like, it's just such a missed opportunity to keep people on your platform, on your machine, give people, going into my other reasons, keeping people on your platform, right? Like you have Game Pass, which I'll make a whole nother video on Game Pass because Game Pass does not deserve a fucking pass. But anyway, Xbox, you guys have perfected, and Microsoft as well, just in general, has perfected hardware to an extent. They have gotten their hardware teams together. They are now making very powerful, capable machines and systems, but it's the software and the lack of optimization that's kind of holding them back. I mean, Xbox is trying with games and stuff like that to trying to just buy up everything to be able to use things. But once again, that's another video for another day. I think they can tackle an audience that are the console players that are scared to get gaming PCs, or are just don't want to deal with the headache or the hassle of getting a gaming PC. And they can find that perfect medium of being like, this is a console, but if you want it to be a PC, it definitely can be. And kind of as like, this is like Xbox, and then like just console, and just leaving this like normal, to then moving it to like, you can go into advanced settings and like make this a gaming PC if you want to, and you can access full Windows, and then you can download Steam and third party things, and this can be your main PC machine as well as your gaming console. Just kind of how the Steam Deck is. And that's where I'm like, the Steam Deck is a really well thought out machine in the sense of what the concept is of the Steam Deck, and be able to have the software there where, right, like Steam has realized like that consumers, your average consumer, would really like a nice UI interface where it's easy to pick a game and just start and pick up and just play, right? And like that's the convenience of consoles. But then there's also the sector of players that want to get into the settings and want to change things and want access to Windows and want to be able to add mods and all those things. And being able to give them access to that and not shut them out of that. I don't understand why Xbox hasn't realized that that's a medium that they can completely break into and really make this a substantial category. Like, this would separate them even more from Sony, because they're not really competitors with Sony, and I think they need to stop kind of considering themselves competitors with Sony. They should really start competing more with Alienware and Omen, and even Steam to this extent with the Steam Deck, in the sense of what the Steam Deck can do as far as kind of bridging the worlds between the PC world and the console world, right? And our consoles are finally getting to a place where they can be comparable PCs, right? And I think people would feel a lot more comfortable buying a PC from Xbox, which is under Microsoft, and it's like there's no more first party than you can get with that with Windows. And it's just very weird. It's just a very missed opportunity that they have, because especially Microsoft doesn't have in their own like product line of Surface and all those like other like studio products and all that stuff. They don't have a PC gaming landscape. So it's just like there's just holes in Microsoft and in Xbox's like thing, and I'm not sure if anyone's there realizing that. But if someone from the team is watching this, listen, like you need to kind of get this together because this seriously can open a whole new market for you guys. Like, and I get what they're doing with with Game Pass. They're trying to make their own little like software kind of ecosystem, but it's like opening that up, and you guys do acknowledge that you guys want to open it up to kind of be open source and kind of have everyone have access to it wherever, from TVs to other game consoles to PC to your own systems to other systems. That's great. Give Xbox players that own the console an option to have. I think also a lot of people that have PlayStations, which I feel like this generation already, a lot of people have both systems or are planning on getting both systems, which because of just the stupid exclusivity stuff, which also another video for another time. But giving people that maybe will have a PlayStation, which is a very close ecosystem of a system, of, of a gaming console system, versus then also being like, oh, I might buy an Xbox because it's like I can have the Xbox exclusives, but also I can have this a PC that I know the minute I just play with it, it is starting, it is going, and then if I want to kind of dig into things, I can. I think giving them the option that's like I can play on, Steam, and I can download Steam on my Xbox on the Windows section of my Xbox, or I can kind of just stay on the more console UI friendly side of my Xbox. That's great. And it's a capability thing that they can do. It is like software integration they can provide and they can put in. It's not something that's super hard and difficult for them to do. It's just that they would have to want to enter that space. I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they don't want to compete and threaten issues and partnerships that they have with obviously these other companies. I think maybe Microsoft, like I think Xbox probably would want to do this, but then Microsoft kind of comes in and is like, yeah, no, don't do it. So I don't know where that all falls in line, but I think there is a demographic of people that can become bigger and a space that they can kind of create their own new category that kind of Steam is already kind of creating with the Steam Deck, but Xbox can kind of really blow it open because they have the resources to do it. Like we were talking about, like this is like like Microsoft is $1 trillion company. Like this is not like, a company that's strapped for cash. Obviously, they're buying up anything that they can possibly, can. And I think Xbox clearly is trying to make more of a gaming ecosystem versus making a, you know, the best gaming console, because I think they feel like they've already lost that battle. Like PlayStation is dominant. Like you can't, so if you can't be exclusive, you need to be, inclusive. Basically, what I'm trying to say, and I think the benefits to Xbox is all stacked up against them to be able to put all this stuff together. They just need to do it. Like, I don't understand why Xbox just won't. It's Windows. It's literally like software and accessibility that you have literally first party, like adding it to your gaming consoles, giving people a chance to kind of get into that PC space without actually having to leave your leaving the safety net of Xbox. I think is just, you know, because there is a sector of people that are scared to get gaming PCs because it's just so foreign landscape, and it's a scary place. So kind of creating this bridge category, I think you would be surprised on how many people actually go and jump on and attack and actually would buy more Xboxes and all that stuff. So it's really up to them what they do with it, but let me know if maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not seeing something that they should see, or maybe you agree with me. Let me know. Bye, friends.